Hello, well, welcome back. So in the first intro I talked about 3 cameras that I showed that I typically carry, and I want to talk about why I carry them. So I always carry with me a Rolleiflex T, or sometimes a different Rolleiflex, but a 120 camera, because a Rolleiflex allows you to create a really large negative, and the look of it is unlike 35mm. And it's something that, for its size, it's a really small camera. When you think about the photograph that it makes is 6 centimeters by 6 centimeters, yet the whole device isn't all that large and it's not all that heavy. This one has a Carl Zeiss Tessar lens, an f3.5 Tessar lens. People would say, oh, that's not such a great lens compared to the Zenitars and the planar lenses that are on some of the other cameras, but I'll tell you, it takes incredible photographs. I'll put some in the links below, but I just think that it's one of those things that we can get all bogged down by lens elements and miss the story. This camera is one of my go-to cameras because it has such a great lens. I love the lens on it, and it has a really bright screen viewfinder. I think that most of the older Rolleiflexes that I use, they typically have dark screens and they need to be replaced, and I haven't done that. This one has a really bright screen in it, so when you look through the viewfinder, you're not looking at dark corners, and it's really easy to focus. So the 3 cameras I carry are the Rolleiflex, a Leica M2, sometimes an M3, but just a simple, small rangefinder camera, because sometimes I want to shoot quantity, and I could shoot 36 frames out of one load on this camera, and it'll last me a while. It won't be something that I'll shoot 36 frames all at once. I typically will, space it out, and a roll of film might last a few weeks. But it's a delight to use, and again, this is one of those cameras that it's built like a tank. It can stay in my bag and never get hurt. It can take a beating if I ever gave it one, which I don't. And you can always sell it for what you paid for it. It's a free camera if you can afford to tie up the money that's in it. It's not an expensive camera at all. And then last, this Fuji X100T, and I'll put a link to it down below. This camera is such a sweet camera for digital capturing of scenes that I want to keep, but I don't think that they have the importance of film. Like, there are times when I'm shooting events for friends or something that I wouldn't hang on the wall because it's more of a record. It's not a documentary of something that really is a universal kind of a photo. It's more of a, they just want to savor those snapshots. And this is the camera that I go to for that, because I can shoot with a 35mm lens. It's fast, it's lightweight, and these 3 together I think make up a perfect package for me. I have a 50mm lens on the Leica. I have a 50mm equivalent lens on the Rolleiflex, and this has a 35mm lens. And I don't carry extra lenses. I'm pretty much more of a get in close and zoom with your feet kind of a photographer than I am a carry a lot of lenses around. So again, it's a very simple 3 camera setup that I typically use, and that doesn't mean I don't change out. I have other cameras. I use different ones on different days. Some days I just take out a single camera and no bag. That's not uncommon, but if you want to know about my main setup for what I do on a daily basis, I carry these 3 cameras, and wherever I go, one of them comes out of the bag and onto my shoulder, because I have learned, for me, and it might be true for you, if I don't have the camera out of the case, and holding on to the strap, hey, I'm losing my lens hood. If I don't have my camera out of the case, I don't shoot. It's kind of with me, but it's not really ready. I like to have a camera with me on my shoulder, around my neck, and then people see it, and it kind of telegraphs to them, hey, I'm going to take photographs here. I'm here to make photographs. I'm not going to maybe shoot some. They kind of expect it because they see it. And it kind of gives me license. People who know me know that I carry it everywhere and know that I document, and they've seen my work, so they have a trust that it's going to be quality work. And and they allow me to get better access, I think, or at least they, work with me to make the photograph. If I ask them to pose, or if I ask them to look off or something. So it's an amazing thing, this world of photography we're in right now, and I really do think it's changing a lot. And I think that in 1900, they were worried that there were too many photographers shooting too many snapshot cameras, and it was going to wreck everything. And I sometimes feel that way about digital. It feels like there's a spray and pray mentality where people shoot so much, and the quantity is a problem. Like back in the day, you could shoot a few frames and then you wouldn't see the camera for a little while, and when you brought it back out, you would shoot some more, and it would be months before the camera may have that roll of film finished. You send it off for developing, and there was something magical about waiting for the film to get developed and then seeing what you got. And also, you forget. And there's no forgetting now. Now you shoot and you share, and it's all so instant that there's no surprise. It's sort of so immediate that I think it lost a little something, at least for me. But I know digital is here to stay, but I think we can make the best digital photos we can make and the best film photographs, and the most important thing is to print them so that they become a physical photograph that is displayed in our homes or at work, or is something that we can live with, because that's what a photograph really is. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy, hit the subscribe button and I'll send some more your way. All right, thanks.